Have you ever felt burnt out as a new creator, realizing that there's so much to do, but you just don't feel like doing any of it? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk through some of the things that you can do to ensure that you do not get burnt out as a new or small creator. Set a realistic upload schedule. We're always told as new creators that we need to be consistent in order to grow. And as much as that is probably true, that consistency is likely to look a little bit different for all of us. For me, consistency is generally one video a week. I do try to upload 2 when I can. However, on the whole, I've failed at doing that. 2 is a nice to have, but 1 is an absolute must. Setting an unrealistic upload schedule could mean that you're in a constant state of stress, constantly worried about when you're going to find the time to hit your target. There's always going to be that urgency feeling that you always need to create more and feeling like you're always behind and that there's just not enough time in the day. And that's not great for your mental health and not a great place for you to be creating content from. An unrealistic schedule is also going to take away from some of the other things that you have going on in your life. Your kids, your partner, other hobbies. Having a work-life balance is so important, even when you're trying to build a YouTube channel or a YouTube business. Give yourself permission to suck. This was an absolute game changer for me. Accepting that I suck and that it's okay and that I needed to improve was huge. It made posting videos before I was ready possible. It means that I can let go of the imperfection, and it means that I don't get frustrated with myself when I make mistakes. And above all, it means that I can deal with the disappointment of videos not performing as well as I hoped they would. Be yourself. There's so much fake it till you make it on YouTube. And the more you try to be somebody you're not, the harder it can be to remember who you really are. There's also creators pretending to be experts or inflating their qualifications to create authority. And don't get me wrong, I understand why it happens. But that's the kind of thing that creates imposter syndrome and can lead to burnout. There's nothing wrong with being a beginner if you're trying to teach people that are just a little bit behind you. One of the guys that I follow, Ty Myers, talks about if you're at 3rd grade level, you need to be speaking to the 1st and 2nd graders rather than creating content for the 8th graders. And that's really, really solid advice. The more you exaggerate your qualifications and your performance, the less value you attach to your actual success and the less confident you can become in your own abilities. Pretending to be somebody else is also frankly exhausting. You've already got enough to think about as a brand new creator, so don't make it harder on yourself by thinking who you need to be today. Enjoy the process. This is supposed to be fun. I've promised myself that I'll quit doing YouTube if I ever stop enjoying it. The truth is, YouTube can start to consume your life. It starts to permeate your thoughts. And before you know it, it can start to feel like work. Think about all the steps we need to go through to create content. Everything from ideation, to scripting, to filming, editing, and posting. We can get caught up in the process, but forget that the process is actually supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be enjoyable. Of course, there's going to be parts of the process that we enjoy less than others. As an example, I know lots of people don't necessarily enjoy editing. So then I guess it's about either trying to make that part of the process more enjoyable or reducing the burden, such as creating more simple videos or replacing one of your weekly videos with a live stream. Create systems and processes to make things easier. Look, I'll be honest with you, I'm disorganized. I've always been that way. I've never been the kind of person to make lists or to plan in advance. But with YouTube, it's been absolutely necessary. I've started to use Trello to have the ideas that I'm working on and where I'm at with each idea, what the next steps are, and by when I need to complete them. This has really meant that on the whole, I've been able to keep up with my upload schedule, despite working full time and being a single father to 2 kids. Batch tasks. I've set aside 1 morning a week, typically on a Sunday, to do all of my filming. I've scheduled 2 evenings to do all of my editing. The same goes for scripting and ideation. Doing this has just meant that I'm not constantly jumping from one task to the other. I can focus on one thing at a time and really work deeply on that one thing. It also means that I'm organized. I know what to do and when I'm gonna do it. It also, to some extent, ensures that YouTube doesn't permeate those other areas of my life. When I'm with my kids, I'm with my kids. When I'm at work, I can concentrate on work and not be distracted. It helps me to keep YouTube separate. And it means that I don't have to worry about doing something because it's already in the diary. Listen to your body. This is something that I've got much better at as I've got older. Don't get me wrong, there are times where I don't feel like doing something, but once I start, I'm fine. What I'm talking about is the kind of funk that you can't just push through. The times when your head and your body is telling you that you just need a break. And when it tells you that, you gotta listen and you've got to step away, at least for a short while, and allow yourself to recharge. As much as I love doing this, I'm not gonna sacrifice my health or my mental health for anything. So what about you? What do you do to ensure that you stay organized and don't get burnt out, even when times get tough? I guess one of the obvious ways to avoid burnout is to make content on something that you really, truly enjoy and something that you're really passionate about. And if you're lucky enough to have something like that in your life, that can be your niche. For other creators, finding a niche is much more of a process and something that we have to figure out as we're going along. Check out this video next about the importance of picking a niche and some of the things that you can do to ensure that you pick the right one. I'll catch you next time.